Good morning and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. Today is our regular commission business meeting. It is at a special time, today being Wednesday, June the 1st at 11 a.m. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioners Caston, Commissioner Powers, Vice Chair Belser, appearing via WebEx, Commissioner Williams, and Commissioner Irvin. Would you please join me for a moment of silence? Thank you. Ms. Hill, General Counsel Hill, would you read the docket, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and good morning, Vice Chair and members of the Commission. The first order of business would be to set the next Commission business meeting. Staff would recommend that the next regularly scheduled meeting be held on Thursday, Wednesday, June the 9th at 2 p.m.
That's Thursday, June the 9th? You said
Yes,
Thursday,
ma'am.
Wednesday?
Did I say Wednesday? I apologize. Thursday.
At 2 p.m. Thank you. The next commission business meeting will be Thursday, June the 9th at 2 p.m.
Okay. Moving on to today's utility agenda, item number 1 is a request for a name change and also for cancellation or discontinuance of using certain DBAs by Matrix Telecom LLC and docket numbers 1990-517C and 2005-98C.
Commissioners, you've heard agenda item 1 is described by General Counsel Hill. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the Commission grant the request of Matrix Telecom LLC, doing business as Matrix Business Technologies, doing business as Trinsic Communications, doing business as XL Telecommunications, doing business as Vartec Telecom, doing business as Clear Choice Communications, doing business as Lingo, to change its corporate name to Lingo Telecom LLC, and cancel the use in its name of doing business as Matrix Business Technologies. The company further requests that the Commission grant it a waiver of publication related to the name change. Matrix Telecom sent a notice of company name change to all South Carolina customers via bill message. The company asserts that change in its corporate name will have no effect on the services offered to the company's South Carolina customers. I note that there are no changes in the services provided or rates charged to customers, and no cancellation of the company's certificate and authorization to do business in South Carolina. In anticipation of the name change, the company filed an Exhibit B, amended tariff title pages reflecting the new company name. I move that the Commission grant the waiver of publication and also accept the replacement tariff pages bearing the company's new name of Lingo Telecom LLC. I so move.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Vice Chair, item number 2 on your agenda is the request for indefinite waiver of sample meter testing requirements due to supply chain issues by Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated and docket number 2016-412G.
Commissioners, you've heard item 2 identified by General Counsel Hill. Do I hear a motion?
Chairwoman Belser.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. On April 29th, 2022, Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, or DESC, requested indefinite suspension of its statistical meter sampling plan, known as the plan, due to a sharp reduction in its natural gas meter inventory as a result of shortages and delays in delivery of critical materials and components. First, aluminum, a key material in the manufacture of meters, is in short supply. Second, Dominion has experienced a shortage of regulators, the device that lowers the pressure of the natural gas as it enters the customer's premises, which has required Dominion Company to dedicate time and effort to refurbish existing meter loops to meet field demands. Finally, there's a substantial shortage of computer chips used in the encoder receiver transmitters, or ERTs, that transmit natural gas usage data for automated meter reading. The request to suspend the sampling plan is being made to help ensure that gas meters are available for new gas customers of the company. I move that the commission grant the request of Dominion Energy South Carolina to suspend its statistical meter sample plan through January 31st, 2023, due to the recognition and assertion by Dominion of shortages and delays in the delivery of critical materials and components for natural gas meters. While we recognize the supply chain difficulties and shortages faced by Dominion, the commission must balance the interest of the public, especially the natural gas customers of Dominion in this matter. We ask Dominion to keep the commission updated on the status of this matter and provide an update no later than January the 3rd, 2023. If needed, Dominion can make a subsequent request for suspension. Upon a review by ORS, we ask that ORS file comments with the commission. The commission can take further action as needed in this matter. I so move.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Williams. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Powers?
thank you. Commissioner Williams, I would be joining in voting for your motion. It's simply a supply chain issue. And I guess sometimes you don't think how deep something like that affects not only businesses, but individuals. And this certainly is my understanding, this in no way affects the ratepayers. And I think it just is what it is. So I will be supporting your motion. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is the application of Ori Electric Cooperative Incorporated and South Carolina Public Service Authority, also known as Santee Cooper, for the assignment and reassignment of territory in Horry County and for the approval of agreements to limit corridor rights in docket number 2022-129E.
Commissioners, you've heard the item 3 described by General Counsel Hill. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion, please.
Commissioner Powers?
Thank you, ma'am. I move the commission approve the joint petition of Horry Electric Cooperative Incorporated and South Carolina Public Service Authority, which is Santee Cooper, for the assignment and reassignment of territory in Horry County and approval of agreement to limit corridor rights as set forth in the territorial assignment agreement. Further, I move the commission require the petitioners to file an amended territorial assignment map for Horry County reflecting the modifications requested in the joint petition. So move.
Commissioners, you've heard the motion of Commissioner Powers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Commissioners, staff would recommend that the commission consider items number 4 through 9 and that those be taken together. Each item is a request for an acceptance of filing and that the commission grant confidential treatment of the power purchase agreements at issue. I'll briefly outline each item. Item number 4 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolina LLC and Pelzer Hydro Company LLC relating to the Upper Pelzer Hydro Project. Item 5 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy's Carolina LLC and Aqua Energy Systems LLC related to the Ware Shoals Hydro Facility. Item 6 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC related to Boyd's Mill Hydroelectric Facility. Item 7 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Pelzer Hydro Company LLC related to the Lower Pelzer Hydro project. Item 8 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC related to Holidays Bridge Hydro Facility. And item number 9 is the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC related to the Saluda Hydroelectric Facility.
Commissioners, we've heard the items in 4 through 9 identified and described by General Counsel Hill. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. I move that we accept for filing the power purchase agreements as described and grant confidential treatment of the designated portions of the agreements as described by General Counsel Hill.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
Vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 10 concerns docket numbers 2017-207E, 2017-305E, and 2017-370E. Before the Commission is the request by Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for Commission approval of changes to the approved quarterly report form effective for quarterly reports going forward.
Commissioners, we've heard the dockets identified by Wessinger Hill, General Counsel Wessinger Hill in Agenda Item 10. I would like to note for the record that I am recused from these dockets due to my prior employment with ORS at the time these dockets were under consideration by the Commission. I have not participated in any deliberations regarding any matter in these dockets, nor have I voted on matters in these dockets, and that continues today, so I will not be voting. Commissioners, we've heard the matter identified. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. I move that the Commission approve the changes to the approved quarterly report form as outlined in Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated's letter dated February 18th, 2022, effective for quarterly reports going forward as follows. Number 1, on page 2 of the approved quarterly report under overall impressions, the company proposes to condense the 7 existing metrics into 4 metrics and to change the data source from market strategies to Net Promoter Score, also known as NPS, PRISM, as shown below. And I'll describe it. Proposed for 2022, how likely are you to recommend Dominion Energy to your friends and family? Number 2, within this, offers reasonable rates for services it provides. How fair is the cost charged by Dominion South Carolina for its service? Number 3, communications from Dominion South Carolina are relevant. Number 4, avoids lengthy service interruptions or outages. Number 2 of their request is on page 4 of the approved quarterly report under customer care. The company proposes to condense the 6 existing metrics into 4 metrics as shown below. Again, I'll describe them. Number 1, how satisfied were you with the automated system? Number 2, how likely are you to recommend Dominion Energy to friends and family? How did your experience with the call center agent change your overall likelihood to recommend Dominion? Has the issue now been resolved? Dominion asserts that these changes will shorten post-call surveys to encourage customer participation and are more focused on the overall customer experience. Dominion believes that the change in secondary research will allow it to compare customer experience using the measure more clearly to compare NPS to other utilities. ORS has reviewed the request and has no objections. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Williams with regard to Agenda Item 10. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
And I am not voting, I am recused. The ayes have it, the motion carries.
Madam Vice Chair, item number 11 is the request by the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff, ChargePoint Incorporated, Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, and Duke Energy Progress LLC for commission approval of a consent procedural schedule and dockets number 2022-158E and 2022-159E.
Commissioners, we've heard the items identified by General Counsel Hill. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion, please.
Commissioner Powers.
Thank you. I move the commission adopt the following procedural schedule or deadlines for parties to file comments in these dockets. Initial comments from ORS and interveners would be July 28th, 2022. Comments by Duke Energy's Carolinas LLC, known as DEC or DEC, and Duke Energy Progress LLC, DEP or DEP, or any other party in response to initial comments, August 29th, 2022. Reply comments by any party to responsive comments, September 28th, 2022. Madam Chair, that would be my motion. This is a compromise or agreed upon schedule among the parties, and we feel that they've done a good job in coming out with this.
Thank you, Commissioner Powers. Hearing the motion of Commissioner Powers, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Vice Chair, item number 12 concerns the appointment of a hearing examiner in docket number 2022-190C related to the application of Palmetto Telephone Communications LLC to expand its authority and also for flexible regulation.
Hearing item 12 identified by General Counsel Hill, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that we appoint David Stark, Esquire, as hearing examiner in docket number 2022-190-C.
Hearing the motion of Commissioner Caston, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Commissioners, that does complete the utilities agenda for today. And with your permission, Vice Chair, I'd like to move on to the motor carrier agenda. Item number 1 is the request to cancel the Class C non-emergency certificate and authority of New Generations Adult Day Center of Florence Incorporated in docket number 2009-153T.
Hearing the item identified as Transportation Agenda Item 1, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion.
Commissioner Powers.
Thank you. I move the commission grant the request of New Generations Adult Care Day Center of Florence Incorporated to cancel its Class C non-emergency certificate. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Powers. Commissioners, hearing the motion of Commissioner Powers, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 on the transportation agenda is in docket number 2022-96T. It is the application of Gamecock Moving LLC to amend its existing tariff.
Hearing item number 2 on the transportation agenda, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston.
on May 5th, 2022, the Commission ordered by Directive Order Number 2022-322 for Gamecock Moving LLC, known as Gamecock Moving, to provide additional information for a single tariff to be considered by the Commission. The Commission referenced Regulation 103-197 which provides that it is unlawful for a motor carrier to give an undue or unreasonable advantage to any locality or to subject any locality to any undue or unreasonable prejudice or disadvantage. Gamecock Moving responded and provided additional information on May 16, 2022. On May 23, 2022, the law related to the approval of the rates and charges fixed by Class E certification holders changed. Governor McMaster signed Senate Bill 1045 into law, ratified 242, formerly known as 1045. This new law states in South Carolina Code Section 582320 that the Commission may not fix or approve the rates, fares, or charges for Class A, B, C, D, E, or F certificates. That was ratified 242, formerly known as Senate Bill 1045, Section 1. Section 19 of the Act further provides that the holders of a Class E certificate household goods shall file a maximum rate scheduled with the Commission as follows. Section 58-23-1010, subparagraph A, the Commission shall regulate every motor carrier in this state and fix or approve the classification and regulations pertaining to each motor carrier except as provided in Section 58-23-20. B, as to holders of a certificate E, the carrier shall file a maximum rate schedule with the Commission. The Commission must post the maximum rate schedule filing within 1 business day of receipt. The new maximum rate schedule shall go into effect 1 business day following the Commission's posting of the new schedule. Holders of Certificate E shall have the flexibility for adjustment of the rates below the maximum rate levels without Commission approval. The Commission shall publish the maximum rate schedule on its website. And that's South Carolina Code annotated Section 58-23-1010. Gamecock Moving is a licensed household goods Class E certification holder. Gamecock Moving was notified by Commission staff about the transportation law change enacted by the General Assembly and Governor, which impact its request for approval of a tariff amendment. In compliance with the new law, it is requested that Gamecock Moving LLC file a maximum rate schedule with the Commission no later than June 30th, 2022. A company's maximum rate schedule will not be effective and cannot be used until 1 business day following the Commission's posting of the new maximum rate schedule. The new law provides that Class E certificate holders have the flexibility for adjustment of the rates below the maximum rate levels without Commission approval. And that is South Carolina Code annotated Section 58-23-1010B. The Class E certificate holder must file a maximum rate schedule, but the company has the authority to adjust rates and charge for services below the filed maximum rate schedule without Commission approval. I so move. Long motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston, and I know that you were providing, I'll start the discussion, Commissioner Caston. I know you were providing a brief synopsis of the new legislation, but the ultimate point of the motion is to request that Gamecock Moving file a maximum schedule in compliance with the new law. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, any further discussion on Commissioner Caston's motion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Powers?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Belser votes aye. I was thinking about something else. I apologize. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Commissioners, this concludes all business
Okay.
before the commission.
Before we conclude, General Counsel Hill, I'd like to move for reconsideration of Utilities Agenda Item 11 for an amendment. Commissioners, any objection to going back to Utilities Agenda Item 11? Hearing no objection, I was looking at the letter that was submitted with the joint request for the procedural schedule in dockets 2022-158-E and 2022-159-E. And I know we voted on this. And I'm not sure how we're going to do this but I'd like to ask that we amend the motion to include a deadline by which the parties would submit a proposed notice. I noticed that said the letter says the companies initially would publish notice of these proceedings through newspapers and their websites. The proposed notice would be submitted to the Commission for review and approval prior to publication. So we need the parties. I would offer an amendment to the motion to require the parties to submit a proposed notice 2 weeks from today. That would be April 15th. June the 15th, so that we could act on that at the following business meeting. There is no meeting the week of June 16th, I believe. So, Commissioner Powers, would you like to make that amendment, or would you?
Madam Chair, I would accept that amendment. The one thing that hasn't been done yet is the hearing date. But what you're adding, it should be part of a proper motion.
Okay. Commissioners, I ask you, is anybody object to amending the motion? Basically asking for unanimous consent to amend that motion. We'll take a vote again. Hearing no objection, we will vote again on item 11 as amended, and the only change is the addition of asking directing the parties to submit a proposed notice for commission to consider at hopefully the June 26th business meeting. With the amended motion, we'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The amended motion carries. And there we go.
Okay. Madam Vice Chair, that concludes all business before the commission today.
Thank you, General Counsel
Thank
Hill. And I failed at the beginning of the meeting when I took roll call to indicate that we're missing two commissioners today, and Commissioner Thomas is on some long-scheduled annual leave, and Chairman Williams is on military leave. So if the record would reflect those, thank you. Wish everybody a good weekend and a good rest of the week, and we will conclude this meeting and see you next Thursday at 2 p.m., and that's the 9th. Thank you. We'll conclude this hearing. Thank you very much.